I can see it in your smile. How's that for a mic check? But yeah, I was just walking around.
Yeah, it's clobbering time.
Welcome to the Hardly Heroes Podcast.
Hey yo, from the halls of justice to the temple of doom, the space wizards return and earn a sonic the boom. Pulling swords from stones, throwing rings into volcanoes. Water full of witches, I'm inevitably Thanos. Voltron made of lions, Wakanda with a panther. Walker Mars, Darker Manhattan, Spocket for an answer. Live long and prosper, the force will be with you always. No work in all plays, shining like blood-filled hallways. Come and play with us, we all float down here. Say our name 3 times and we hopefully appear. Team full of psychics, super soldiers and weirdos. Some people call us sidekicks because we hardly heroes.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV, and everything geek-related. I'm your host, Buddy.
And I'm Cheese Whiz.
Are we doing this?
Oh, we doing this.
Are we doing this? Are we doing this? All right. I'm a little bit rusty, so don't mind me, everybody. It's your boy, Brandon J., a.k.a. Goat Kicks, a.k.a. The Black Goat, a.k.a. Very Black Ranger, a.k.a. Real Bread Ranger, a.k.a. Chocolate Boy Wonder, a.k.a. Dreamboat, a.k.a. Biz the Genius, a.k.a. Happy to be here, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight?
That's what I'm talking about.
Doing good. I have an AKA for myself.
Yeah, what's that?
AKA, I'm the wrong complexion.
You're not the wrong complexion.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah, you can't do that. I watched the other day. I was like,
I was showing somebody that video. It was super funny. I'm like, hey, we did like this intro to like Endgame. And they were like, what do you mean? And I show them. And they just start busting up where I like go to do the Wakanda
like,
Forever.
eh?
And he was like, I don't think so. But it just reminded me of that.
I actually like your sad face when he tells you you can't do it. You're like, okay.
that was like a real sad face.
No, because he wanted to do it so bad.
I really did. I'm a good actor.
Are you?
I'm a good actor.
I think you're an actress.
I think so. I rewatched it and I was showing somebody at work because they were like, "You did what?" And I showed them. They were like, "Hey, we can't believe you had short hair or long hair." Cause I think I still have my locks.
You had the dreads?
Yeah, I
Love
still have
the
my
dreads.
locks. And then
You did still have the locks.
I still have my locks.
And those were long, bro.
They were. Yeah, they were. I miss them. I still have them in my room.
I do miss the locks.
You have them in a bag, dude?
No, they're just tied up. They're just tied up like you would tie or bundle like some sage.
Oh, okay.
And I think one day once I get into a new place,
You're going to burn it?
I'm gonna burn it and just sage the house with my
Just
old
really
locks.
cleanse it out?
Which is nowhere near sanitary, but
And it does not smell good.
I've never smelled burnt hair.
Burnt hair does not smell good.
I haven't. But yeah, I still have it. I miss it. What I was gonna say was I wish at the end of it was just the takes of and more things of me saying what you can't do, and like
right.
Oh, yeah.
and just have it like be like 20 minutes long of that.
Right.
Till you're walking out by yourself, and I'm just following you.
Yeah.
Just naming.
Yeah,
more
just
stuff.
going through and everything.
Welcome to Hardly Heroes. If you're new to Hardly Heroes, it's ending anyways, so
No.
it's all going off
This
the
is the
rails.
end game. This
Is
the
it
end
real?
game.
Hey,
This is Endgame.
that's exactly it. It's like goats looking at me and like, we're in the end game now.
This is
It's a real shit show around here, but we're having fun. We're drinking whiskey.
drinking
Yeah.
that whiskey.
Goat brought some whiskey.
I just need a little bit of turn up fluid. I'm super nervous. I haven't done this in 2 years, to my knowledge. Someone can correct me. I don't think I've done this in 2 years. I think the last
No
episode.
way. It can't have been that long.
So I did my episode where I thanked all my classmates from the academy. What did I do after that? I sent a voice memo.
Yeah, that's true. That's been the last time.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That was 2 years ago?
That was 2 years because I just hit my 2-year mark in February
at the hotel?
at the hotel. At the hotel that shall remain nameless.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn.
But yeah, it's been a long time. That's why I'm so rusty. That's why I'm like out of it. I'm trying to get back into the spirit of go mode, of goat mode, as they would say.
I have heard that.
I got this weird creature who I don't respect on my table.
You don't respect Grogu?
He
No.
hates Star Wars.
He has a name?
Grogu.
Who's Grogu?
Grogu.
Hey,
What's
talking
that?
to the mic.
Who's Grogu?
Thank you.
know, you're looking at him, bro.
Nah,
He don't know.
I don't know.
He hates Star Wars.
This is what's
You know
crazy,
this?
right? So the missus like literally went from not knowing about this show, The Mandalorian, to like having like 3 shirts, a keychain, and a blanket with this dude on my couch. And I was like, what's going on here? And she was like, oh, I just started watching The Mandalorian. And I was like, so now you're a super fan? Like,
You got a keychain.
Yeah, I was like, does this get the rights for you to do all this stuff? She was like, oh, like whatever.
He's so cute. I think that the magic of Grogu is it brings people in that, like, literally most of my clients who have probably never seen Star Wars watch The Mandalorian.
I remember somebody hating on it's just the baby. That's all they're doing.
No, I'm not saying I like the show, even though I do like the show, and I have my problems with it. You know that. You know what? I'm so sick of fighting with you. This is why I'm quitting the show. Because
Good. Bounce, son.
you know I don't hate The Mandalorian or Star Wars, but it's not the best show that's ever been made.
It is.
I want to point out something that you guys are arguing about something that's horrible.
What?
The Star Wars franchise.
Whatever,
in
dude.
general.
Hey, we don't need to go down
No.
that road.
It was so. I'm glad that my hateration of Star Wars is being extended, especially my reasoning, because so there's this lady at the hotel I work at, right? She has whatever Grogu all over her like backpack, and she's a keychain, has a tattoo of Grogu on her arm.
What? No.
And so I was like, what's going on here? And so I was like, we were talking about something. No, she needed help writing a paper
She hit me with the beatbox.
on farm industry. And so I was giving her ideas, and she was like thrown off because like I just came out with like, oh, you should talk about this, talk about that, talk about this. She's like, oh, you're really intelligent. I was like, yeah. I hate that show on your arm though. And she was like, wow, do you hate Star Wars? And I said, look, man, I'm African American. I'm a black African American male. I have my own daddy issues. I don't need to see daddy issues in space. And she was like, she starts laughing. And then she like, you see her laugh turns to realization like, huh, you're absolutely right. I get it now. I was like, exactly. Come over to the dark side. Hate it with me. Hate it with me.
What I want to know is like daddy issues for sure with Darth Vader, but like why is Kylo Ren such a little bitch?
No one knows. I don't know.
Like
because Luke tried to kill him, and his dad pretty much disowned him.
Bro, his parents were fine.
Yeah, but his parents shipped him off. That's what he's mad about.
To be a Jedi.
Yeah, but he felt like they didn't care about him, and then Luke tried to kill him.
Now he's just the angsty teenager with anger issues.
He's definitely angsty, dude. Definitely angsty.
I don't want to be a Jedi. I want to be a painter. That's what he looks like to me. I wanted to
Bob
cook.
Ross?
I wanted to be a chef. I didn't want to be a Jedi. Do what my parents told me to do.
Yeah, he's like totally a millennial.
Yeah, seriously. I just want to sit here and make frappuccinos all day.
I want to follow
He
my
was
passion.
good until he took off the helmet. Once he took off the helmet, you were like,
That face is just so punchable.
Whatever, you like a big schnoz.
I do like a big schnoz, but I don't like his face. He has too many moles.
He's pretty handsome.
Is that rude?
No.
He does have a lot of moles, but I don't think he's bad. I think he's
honestly
funny.
I almost kicked my client out because she was like basically trying to say that like Kylo Ren was like her
What?
like the bad guy in Star Wars, like the best villain in Star Wars
Ever? Yeah, you.
And I'm like, excuse me, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave with this Kylo Ren shit. All right. He's a
Get
little
to stepping.
He's a little bitch. Okay.
He's dope with the helmet on. He could have been really good.
Yeah.
But then he takes the helmet off and
You
you're
know
like,
what?
wait.
I think you're totally right because you never saw like Darth Vader never took his goddamn helmet
Not
off.
till the very end.
Exactly.
When he's old and decrepit.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning, you're like, oh, he's angsty as well.
Absolutely.
A lot of angst.
Well, angst leads to the dark side.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was. We were
Would
all
you know?
angsty.
Because you haven't watched it.
I've been angsty.
I've been
You've been angsty. You've been angsty. We all turned out fine, ish.
Look,
Ish.
But
That's a big
that's
ish.
a big ish.
if you, she's very crack-ish.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a crackhead. She's just very crack-ish.
Yeah.
I think that if you are living in a Jedi world and you have any angst, you're going to turn to the dark.
Probably. Didn't have a good upbringing.
Yeah.
All right, to switch gears real fast in Hardly Heroes fashion, it being the end, I wanted to ask Goat to come on. I wanted to thank you for not just coming on and being a big part of the show, but more of just being a constant person of guiding me along this path. And
What, of life?
No, just like with the podcast and when I felt like I was done and I wanted to throw in the towel and just struggling with this show and doing a lot of stuff. Goat's always been there in the back helping me out.
And then you threw in the towel. And
then I finally threw in the towel.
And Goat's like,
when
yeah,
he
you should do
ghosted
that.
me. He ghosted me and I was like, man, I'm done.
I didn't ghost
No,
you.
I'm just joking. But I just wanted to thank you for coming on one last time. To tell you the truth, after the week before, having Curtis on, that really kind of opened up my eyes because we got a little more deeper, especially after the mics turned off, of just like all the stuff like we've kind of done and, you know, all the people we brought together and him talking about how you and him reconnected.
Yeah.
Like that's still hands down my favorite thing that this show's ever done. And maybe the connections that we made in Norway and stuff like that. Like those are the two probably
Shout out
biggest
Norway.
Yeah, yeah.
Protector of Mammy and my Indian Viking friend. That kind of stuff, that one kind of holds like closest because,
Yeah.
and it was real fun to have him on. So I just wanted to
No, that's
thank you
that's
for
it.
coming back.
No, I appreciate it.
I think there's going to be tears.
there's
But-
What
no
on the
tears.
end?
Or just you right now. Tissue?
Should we cry?
No,
We can cry.
I mean,
it's the alcohol.
I want you guys to
But-
hold each other.
Well, it's too far and
Hey,
COVID.
yeah, social
So
distance.
it's
That's true.
But I'll air hold you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go.
I
You
can
guys-
feel your warm embrace.
You guys can't see it, but they're air holding each other.
know that you're my hero.
You're everything I wish I could be.
I can fly higher than an eagle.
Hey, can you let Dreamboat sing and he's a little more
You
key.
are the wind beneath my wings. Fly to the sky. That's all I got.
Now
Sexual
there
chocolate.
is, since I've built him up, now it's time to tear him down.
No, let me thank you first.
Oh, okay.
Before you tear me down, sir.
Thank you.
Or say you're welcome. You're welcome. But no, shout out, thank you also, sir. And I didn't guide you. You guide yourself. I just pushed you along. I was just like that mechanic that helps your car on the side of the road that just came by every now and then. Be like, hey, man, you got a couple more miles in these tires. Just keep on trucking, baby. You got this. You got this. Give me $15.99. I get this whole car working. And you just keep on going, baby. You got this. You got this.
I don't know why, but it reminds me of like when Bernie Mac's trying to sell the car in the first Transformers. You know what I mean? He's just like a really good salesman. You're like, yeah, it totally is right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But and for the episode with the tavern, as much as I was sad that I couldn't do it, I really was upset I couldn't do it. I thought it'd be cool because I haven't seen Curtis in forever. I haven't seen Burton in forever. But ultimately, after listening to the episode, I had nothing to include. They are good by themselves. They can be the tavern. I'll just be the guy drunk at the end of the bar. You know, that just raises his glass every 5 seconds. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. You told him. I think Curtis is awesome. I think Bird is awesome. I think everyone is awesome. Not just saying that, like just their chemistry and like how they talk, what they talk about. I have no clue. I don't know about witches and mages. I don't read books. The only books I read are comic books, you know? And I was just like listening. I was like, man, these two are really like everyone in the room is just jiving together. I would just be there like, yeah, Black Panther. That's right. Nike. You know what I'm saying? But to add to the reconnecting part, I told my mom the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna do one more episode of the podcast. She's like, all right, well, let me know, because I want to hear it. And I was like, yeah, I was supposed to do it with Curtis. And she was like, who? I was like, Curtis. Oh, the kid used to bring over to the house? How's he doing? And I was like, oh, I haven't seen him in like 30 something years. She was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, remember I told you the show reconnected us? And she was like, oh, that's right. I was so happy to hear that, because you were like, I was super excited to see him at the Infinity War event.
Yeah.
And same thing with Bird. Every time I go back to Target in Laguna, I think to myself, like, how did I miss these two? Like, did I just go in there in my drunken stupor every day, pushing carts, ignoring everything, not looking around? Because I know for a fact I worked at Target. Well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for a fact.
You definitely worked at Target. I saw you there.
Or you would have ran into him at Borders.
That's what I'm saying. I went to Borders all the time.
Me, Curtis, Bird, James Navarro. We were all over at Borders working.
Because I have photos of me like in Borders. Cause I would go to Borders on my break, read the graphic novels, and then leave. Like I would just walk straight to the comic book section or graphic novels, read them, and like while acting like I'm like drinking a coffee, but it's really just an empty cup, and then just leave like 30 minutes later, or like I wouldn't even be on break. I
This
tell
is
my
called
walkie.
stealing, bro.
It's not called stealing. It's called reading. It's called reading, man.
Don't
not
leave
a-
it out there to
Hey,
read.
it's not a library.
It was a library.
It's
There
a
was
bookstore.
books. It was books in a building everywhere.
It's a book.
I
store,
used the
buy
Dewey
it.
Decimal System to find the book I was looking for.
You probably asked my ass to find your shit. I was looking at.
Nah, he already knew where it was.
I knew it was. It was like you walk in, you go past the. I would go like past like the little coffee area.
Yeah.
About 3 rows or 4 rows in on the far right side of the store in the back, and it'd be the anime books, and then you go in, and the X-Men section would be like on the 3rd shelf.
Wow.
It's funny. I can remember that whole store layout still.
Have you guys been in there now that it's a DS dub?
No,
It's weird.
I don't buy shoes from there.
Well, I could. Yeah.
Yeah,
I understand
I
that.
was about to say, there's no way.
I didn't know if you like buy your, Maxton shoes there or something, or.
So I did just buy him a pair of Air Maxes for Air Max Day, which
that's
is
cute.
which was literally me being an extra ass father, like thinking because I went to the store. I was like, yeah, I need to get my boy some Air Maxes. He's like, yeah, for what? I was like, tomorrow's Air Max Day. His name is Max. I just want to make sure he has some. He hasn't worn them since. I just took him off his feet, put him back in the box. We wore him to the zoo of all places. He's like ungrateful. Like, this zoo is boring. I was like, we drove to San Francisco Zoo, man.
Went to San
What?
Francisco?
Yeah, like all the way to SF. I knew it was
That's
gonna
a dope zoo too.
I don't like zoos. I don't like.
Yeah, but
out
I'm
in the
saying
open.
compared to Sacramento,
Yeah,
that's
compared
a
to Sacramento,
dope zoo.
and that's why I was happy to go because we always take him to Sacramento, but we took him to SF, and then I was like, well, it's Air Max Day, so we all wear Air Maxes, and he's like, I just don't want to be here. It's too long, mind you. It's an hour and a half up, an hour and 45 minutes up. It's close to 4 hours back because it was traffic
Oh God.
and there was like road construction. I was
No.
I was like driving back like I
Just
re-
angry.
This
I
is why I don't ever
realized-
go to San Francisco.
I know. Hey,
I swear to God, I've never come back and been like happy that I went there.
never.
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 Not
happy,
one time.
Happy I got there.
Yeah.
Happy I ate there.
Yeah.
Never happy that I went there when I got back.
It's so true.
I just went there not
Every
that long
time.
ago. I went and took pictures, but I guess I didn't go that far in. The farthest I went to was like Oakland.
Oh.
Doesn't
So you
matter
didn't
to
even
me.
cross the bridge?
Yeah, you didn't cross the bridge.
Come on now.
I
Come
mean,
on.
Like the only time I have like the
It's
last.
like you went to IKEA, bro.
Yeah, that's it. You went to IKEA. Don't even have. We're talking here.
Yeah.
Me and Cheeks are talking.
oh, I'm sorry.
Did you even know
she
where San
hasn't even
Francisco
been there in probably like 5 years.
It doesn't matter. Welcome to the Goat Cheese Podcast.
Goat cheese in the house.
But yeah, no, I was upset. I was bothered. Don't look at me
I
that
wonder
way.
why I pick on you. Don't ever try to come in between us over
You
here.
and Goat?
Yeah.
Do you and Goat have a special team up name? No, Goat cheese.
No,
Done.
We don't
Fine.
need a gimmick.
We
We're
don't.
just good on our own.
that might be true.
What you know about the Dreamcast days? You don't even know about that.
No. I still get
That's true.
that still cracks me up inside. I tell people that story all the time. I was like, yeah, man, I remember like I would go to like my girl's house, but hang out with her brother the whole time.
Oh, right.
I still to this day, like I hold Goat like very high, but I just remember being younger and I was like, I want to be like this guy. I was like, he's super into comic books, but people still think he's super cool. And I'm like, how does he do it? And then like he was super into like clothes and action figures. I'm like, how do you get girls?
this is literally the testament of what you should not look up to. Everyone out there, as you're listening, and you might already know, he's basically saying he looked up to a 20-year-old kid that worked at Target that rode a skateboard and played video games and
Exactly.
drank
Hey.
bad alcohol
That sounds pretty
24/7.
good.
When I was 13, I was like, this fool's the king.
He blew his whole paycheck on Air Force Ones and Jordans.
Yes.
And would be like, "Oh, come on, baby, what we doing today?" I was charming. That's it. You can get far in life with charm.
I think that's true, Goat, because, I mean, not that you weren't awesome or whatever, but I just remember all of us being like, when you guys broke up, we were like, really though? We really like him.
Yeah. I just remember being like super upset and I was like, please, can we still be friends?
Well, that makes 3 of us. Because I was probably at home like, really though? I kind of like you. But hey, things change. Everything is either
So did you
learn
guys
or
stay-
learn.
I feel what has happened with my family is they have cut ties with people, and I bring them back.
So
You, Bird.
what happened with you guys? Like, did you guys stay friends always, or did you guys like rekindle?
We had always kind of like, obviously a lot of time would pass, but like we would always try to like stay in contact, but it's like we just didn't see each other as much. And then one time, I'll never forget, I think we went out to dinner and went to like Burgers and Brew. Toast Fool was like, I'm going to be single forever. I'm loving this life. And I think you had just gotten with your wife, but she was like your girlfriend. You're like, yeah, that'll fade. He's like, if you want to ball out and be single for the rest of your life, you best have money. And I just remember like, bro, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was like, before that, I think he saw me walking somewhere. I was downtown, and I just hear him go. And I turn around, and there's this young buck lad behind me, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? And I don't know who I was with. And then he was like, hey man, I'd love to go kick it sometimes. So finally we made time, and then like we sat down, and what was supposed to be like maybe no more than an hour conversation and kick it was like 4 hours of us just talking and drinking. And we might have started at Burgers and Brews,
And we ended
at
Lowbrow.
Yeah.
You
Like,
guys
we just-
remember your first date?
I
yeah, it was
remember
our
that.
first date because he's special. He's special. He's cool.
Yeah.
When you find cool people, you
Yeah.
gotta hold on to
And
them.
that's like a classic first date where it's like, it goes longer.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, and we just talked and talked.
I just remember like he was like super into shoes and action figures. He's like, I got this, I got that. I'm like, how do you do all this?
You know what I think is funny is you guys now
Balance.
really just seem like, good friends and like the same age. But like when we first met, Goat, like you were like little, like, you were like a little kid.
Oh no, at 100%. I would tell all my friends, I'm like, dude, my sister's boyfriend is so cool. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm all, he let me borrow his Dreamcast, and we were playing Marvel versus Capcom. They're like, what? He just let you borrow it? I'm like, yeah. He's just like, here you go. Like, and I was like, what? And then like, I'm all, he skateboards, he collects comic books and action figures, and they were like, yeah, and I'm like, no, like, I like all that stuff, but I gotta hide all that.
Right.
I gotta be this angsty teenage kid
Exactly.
with black flames
Yeah,
on my
like,
wall.
totally.
I did have the black flame.
Yeah, like
well,
a-
actually, I would have nice to have real flames, but Sheila gave up after one, so I wasn't artsy, so I just painted them blue.
Hey, look, man, you gotta take what you can get sometimes.
Exactly.
I still think every time I hear that story that you sound awfully ungrateful.
Thank
Just
you.
saying, my brother or sister never painted anything on my wall.
Shit. They
Well,
didn't
the
get
funniest
shit.
part of the whole thing is I was like, oh, can we like finish it? She's like, yeah. Never. And then I was just like, geez, let's do it together.
You did
No,
cheese.
not back then. I'm like, sure, let's paint together. Yeah, we'll do it. And then like weeks and weeks and weeks had passed, and I'm like, I guess you just don't want to do it with me. So I just painted it blue. I was like, here we go.
You took the initiative.
Thank you.
You
I
took the
gave him the
initiative.
gift of being able to create blue flames for himself.
There you go.
That room was pretty cool
It
though.
was pretty cool. I was
And then I had
jealous.
all the pictures. I think I still have the picture of Goat. He's like sitting on the floor and he's like holding a skateboard, like he's doing like a grab. And then like he's in like his Target gear too. It's good.
Oh man.
The funniest are the pictures that it's me, Goat, Lish,
Oh, camping on the rock.
Remember
Yeah, I still have
camping?
those.
and sister, and we were all taking pictures like we were like Abercrombie or what was that? American Eagle.
American Eagle. I
Yeah,
was wearing, like,
American Eagle models?
shirt. Yeah.
Like, have I posted these yet on the Harley Heroes?
I think I showed you. I think I found them and I showed you, and I was like, "Look,
Well,
mad
I think I
young.
have a few too, like actual photographs.
Yeah.
And it's like Goat and Lish and me like looking like we're models, but we're all in like camping clothes. Like we don't.
I'll see. I think I know where the pictures of him, and if I find him, I'll put him on.
There's
Instagram.
also a picture of me and Goat on the boat,
Oh.
No, we
and I'm
don't-
wearing
we
like a
don't talk
wife
about
beater.
that.
Let's not talk about when mom.
Yeah, we don't talk about
No,
that.
I tell that story
Mammy-
to everybody, but I'm not gonna talk about it here. Like I said, that's her truth to talk about. You guys were jerks, though.
I wasn't there.
Not
I
you. No,
wasn't
not
there.
you. Not
Hey,
you.
it was sister. No.
A certain duo.
Sister, I was.
A duo.
Hey,
certain
it was
duo.
not me. It was sister.
I was.
Mammy will tell you.
All right.
We'll let. Wait.
All right, let's actually get into some substance. I feel like we're just reminiscing.
Why not?
It's not fun for the.
I'm sure it is.
Are you
is.
sure?
I
See,
don't know.
this is what I mean. She's giving up.
Don't give up.
What I did want to ask you, because I feel like it'll be fun for the listeners, and I would really like to know. You've been watching Falcon and Winter Soldier. I know we've been talking about it more,
Yes.
but I really want to get your opinion on how you feel about how they're hitting social issues.
I was super. So at first, I thought it was shoehorned in. So that scene where they leave Isaiah Bradley's house, and they're fighting in the street, and then the cops pull up and like roll up on Sam. I'm like, oh, they just shoved that in there. But still, I thought it was important because it makes it so it's all relatable. Because the one thing you want in any kind of show or TV or especially superhero movies, and one thing that Marvel's really good at, when you like really, if you like keep up with all their books, they'll add like small nods to the reality around them to make them seem more realistic, like they're in the now, you know?
Right.
So I always think back to the 9/11 issue. You know, every book, every media platform did something to acknowledge 9/11, and I remember Marvel did a series or a book where they essentially had the heroes, like the superheroes, Spider-Man, Hulk, Cap, all that stuff, acknowledge the police officers, firefighters. So stuff like that, because it makes it more relatable, and it's a good story to tell, you know, because those are the moments where you get to see their personalities and their kind of how their psyches work. So to take it back to Falcon and Winter Soldier, you have this black man who served his country as a soldier, and then, you know, was a sidekick to Captain America and became an Avenger, the top tier upper echelon of superheroes in the MCU. So the whole world, you know, views the Avengers as the elite, you know. But when you watch Falcon Winter Soldier, he's just a guy. He's a guy with a super suit, but that suit's over here, and now he's back home. So he can't even, can you really go back home, or can you be Falcon 24/7? That moment said no, because off rip, all they see are wings flying on a screen next to Captain America. And more likely, they see Captain America and this guy flying above you. They don't know who Sam Wilson is unless you're Captain America holding the shield. They just see you as a black guy in the street in the middle of the ghetto, and you're attacking this white dude. Granted, that white dude has a metal arm, but you know, hey, you're a black guy. You know, we're gonna do. We gotta see what's up. And then they click and like, oh, you're a Falcon. Oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Because off rip, it shows that, you know, the unfortunate truth is profiling. So they're just going for that. And then the added, and I know you didn't ask the question, and you're probably going to say it, but everything else tied to people of color and their inclusion and how they're viewed, you know, throughout history, with the original super soldier, and how they abolished him and, you know, put him off to the side, and Sam's like, even Sam questioning, can I be this? Can I do this? Because the ultimate question is, more likely, no, you can't be Captain America. You would have how can you fill those shoes? You know, he put this burden on your shoulders and asked you to be him, when in actuality you just have to be you, and just add the shield to what you have. But that whole show is showing that everyone tries to be Steve Rogers, when you can't do that.
Well, can you really be Captain America when you don't have like the super serum?
Yes. It's
Yeah,
an ideal.
It's a symbol.
It's just a symbol. It's an ideal. Anyone can be anything they want to be, as long as you uphold the values. So he can be Captain America because he wants to represent America as its whole. Captain America as a character didn't represent America. He represented ideals. Hence why when the first Civil War happened, not in reality, I mean the comic book version of Civil War, why he was opposed to America and their thought process, because they wanted to have everyone enlist. Well, the ideals of America are supposed to be freedom. Why we can't strip these individuals of their freedoms? That's just like this. Now you're telling that that's literally like having everyone register. You can't. They have to choose if they want to. You, buddy, you can register if you want to because you said yes. But Sheila, you don't want to. All right, you have that freedom to choose. But can we make rules and guidelines? Absolutely. But we can't arrest him for not. We can't make it so we can't make this a law that if you choose, you're going to jail. No, that's stripping your freedoms away. So it's being Captain America is just following those core ideals and those guidelines. So I think Sam's initial mindset was, I can't be Steve Rogers, and it's only when he finally figures out within himself, and there'll be that aha moment, and maybe it already happened. Well, it happened in that montage where he figures out within himself, I don't have to be Steve Rogers. I just have to be the person that holds this shield and be the best version for it. Because now, if you're keeping up with the show, spoilers, I apologize. He's seen what damage that could do trying to hold that weight on your shoulders.
Oh, right.
And that was something I thought was really cool about the show, is exactly what you said, is trying to be Steve Rogers and not trying to be just the symbol, or, he's trying to be who he was instead of his own version of himself.
Right.
But it's wild just seeing how much it kind of consumed him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he thinks in his mind he's right. But to the board, spoiler alert, they're like, no.
Now, one thing I kind of did, and I'm going to cut you off, buddy. One thing I did notice, and something I thought, and this may be triggering or offensive to some people. So I watched the episodes, the last 2 episodes, and I kind of came to the conclusion that it's the character or the person that he is as Captain America. I can't remember his name. What's his name? The new Cap.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell's.
I know it's Kurt Russell's son, but I can't remember the character that he's playing. Anyway, everyone do your Googles, find it out. But that guy, he's the soldier he's playing, or the person that he's playing, is literally just a current modern day soldier with PTSD. Mm-hmm. He's not playing a individual that enlisted with the goals of doing right. Mm-hmm. And I think now that I'm really thinking about it, I don't think Cap had to go through any of that. He never had to go through the war tearing or war torn atmosphere of modern warfare, of having to make a split second decision. To my knowledge, I mean,
because
how long
he wasn't on the.
Yeah, how long was he a soldier in the MCU? How long was he actually in the fight?
Well, not very long though, because he was kind of more just like a
puppet.
like a puppet, and also he never really had to fight in a war or in anything as a regular person. He always had that super serum. So even when he did kind of end up rescuing people or going into some kind of situations to get some soldiers out, he was already Captain America.
But they do still kind of in Winter Soldier. I mean, he's taking orders. They pretty much tell him what to do.
But taking orders and doing what has to be done are two different things. So this individual, the whiskey's melting the cup.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, my shit's melted.
The whiskey's burning through the wax in the cup.
You drinking wax?
It's probably still tasty. The individual is playing Captain America. Long story short, I think all that he's had to do for the USA, quote unquote, is he's blending. He doesn't know how to blur or blend the lines of being Captain America. So he's literally, in my eyes, the perfect representation of current America and how it would function.
Yeah.
Of how it would legit, to get what it wants, stomp down anything. Mm-hmm. But we can't show that. But this is what we would do. So when he goes and attacks that guy, let's keep it real. It's exactly what America would probably do to get the end goals taken care of. If you find a problem, ultimately, eye for an eye. But on the surface, it has to be eye for a slap on the wrist, or slap on the wrist for an eye. But in actuality, we're taking out this whole city, and that can't be seen. So that whole moment where and I knew that was coming. I told Janelle, he's either gonna throw that shield and cut that dude's head off, or he's killing that dude in public, and everyone's gonna see. That's exactly what happened.
It was crazy, seeing the blood on the shield that. You're like, what?
And I loved it. I loved it because, as far as I'm concerned, sorry, that's literally how the last couple of years have been. It's been that. So how do you be this strong symbol without showing that? And we have to show it. It has to be seen. And that show does a good job of showing it because we have this part and we have Steve Rogers. Which one can you be? Can you be the ideals or can you be the force? And I think I got to find that guy's name. It's really irritating me. I think he's the force. Even in the book, he was more forceful, and that's always the component that they choose that they have is one individual is way stronger than the other because true strength is in restraint. It's when knowing to stop.
Right.
That's the true strength, and he doesn't have that ability. They thought he was good because he has all these medals and he has this background and he's done this and does that, and he even says it. They don't know what we did to get these medals.
Yep.
Right.
And that was perfect because no one ever knows what they did to get that.
It's crazy to me. I wanted to see both of you, what you guys think. I know you haven't really watched it yet, but what I think is crazy is I would have never guessed that we get this much enjoyment out of the shows over the movies.
Oh, right.
Like, I love Falcon and Winter Soldier. I like it more than I like WandaVision. And WandaVision was good, but this show is like everything I've wanted for a while. Like,
Well-
it's very gritty, it's dark, but still like it feels like you were saying, it's very current. It feels like what would be happening today.
Right.
And it's very relatable, and it really feels like he said, that's exactly how it would go down today.
Yeah.
Like him taking somebody's head off.
Yeah. It's
And like seeing him freak out in that warehouse for a second, he knew. He's like, shoot.
yeah.
Like I screwed up. Like,
and all of that has to be shown. It doesn't go without being said that all that has to be seen, and it serves a purpose for the show. And the reason why you're happy with it, why you like seeing this now is because everyone says it. Winter Soldier is their favorite movie. It's everyone's favorite MCU movie, and so we finally get that kind of spy or drama.
yeah.
We haven't had anything dramatic in a long time from the MCU. And why I like this show is because Marvel did it right. Not to say they did WandaVision wrong. I think each one's going to fall into a different category, like most of the movies need to. So now that we have, and sorry I'm speaking on a tangent, everybody, I apologize. Just follow with me. Now that we have superhero movies as this whole entity across the board, whether it be DC or Marvel, now we have to file some into different categories.
I've been saying this.
So to get people to watch. So WandaVision, comedy, kind of thriller. Falcon Winter Soldier, drama, crime thriller. Loki, more comedy. Because it has to keep, you can't take away from the comedy tone that Thor's kind of bring out.
Yeah.
Because now they have to shove it in there. And this isn't my Thor hate. It's probably going to be more comedy than anything. I liked the first half of WandaVision. A lot of people didn't. I think it was really cool on how every episode for the first half were different shows and their takes on different sitcoms. And I would say this, you have to grow up in those eras that those shows were coming on to get it.
Yeah.
To get the Malcolm in the Middle references.
Right.
Yeah,
to the I Love Lucy's and stuff like that.
No, it's
to
totally true.
understand the jokes.
And it is funny because the more I watched the show, the more I liked it. So when they did the kind of Full House or the Malcolm in the Middle, those were my more favorite.
The Malcolm in the Middle one was my favorite.
Malcolm in the Middle was
loved
great.
that
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. I mean, and it had its moments, and I get I think individuals that are really, really critiquing these shows they have way too much time on their hands to I don't know, maybe I'm just super forgiving when it comes to any TV show. There's good and there's bad and there's everything in between. Most TV is bad TV. Let's just say that. So what are you expecting from a show about android and a witch? Are you really expecting something to make you sit there and go, all right? What are you expecting to show about a black guy that can fly, in a 100-year-old man with a metal arm. Are you really expecting something to be like, I get it?
But
if they give it to you, be happy with what you got. Be happy with the undertones they're actually layering out there. Don't spend your time tearing it down, because now it's still someone's IP, someone's art, and all you're doing is you're not allowing yourself to accept it, because all you're doing is comparing it to the thought that you had that it should be in your head of what you wanted it to be. But it can't be that. It has to be what Buddy wants, what Sheila wants, what Logan will tolerate, what Mammy might watch, what Janelle could perceive herself watching, what Curtis could watch, what Bird would watch, what Sonny in Norway would watch. You have to pull all these different entities in to watch that 1 half hour or 45-minute show. And how do you do that? While making the Falcon fan happy, while making the Winter Soldier fan happy, while making Buddy, who only watches MCU movies, Sheila, who's only read the back of the comic cards, and I'm saying this because this is all real stuff,
right?
So the fact that we all can enjoy it or pull different parts from it is good, and then you sprinkle in some of these social issues to make it more relatable. That's good writing. That's good storytelling, and it's just, I think a lot of it, we can't just sit there and get so wrapped up in the good or bad and just kind of just sit back and watch it, let it happen. Because I personally think it's super good. Like I was saying, all of the different tiers and how this one could be a crime thriller, and the other one's going to fall in different categories. Like they're saying, I guess, Doctor Strange is going to be more on the horror
which
side,
would be cool.
Which I hope it does good, because I watched New Mutants the other day and it sucked.
New Mutants was trash.
No, I think Doctor Strange is going to be good.
I hope so. But it's not to rag on New Mutants. I'm just saying it was supposed to be a horror movie, and it
was
really
trash.
did suck.
Yeah,
it was trash.
I was upset as an X-Men fan, but that's
I was so mad because I went and saw that in the theater. When the theater opened for that
that's
split
right.
second,
Yeah.
I went right in because I was like, I want to see New Mutants in the theater. But it was trash. So another quick thing that I did want to ask you about.
I'm not making any of these quick, by the way. I apologize.
No, I don't mind. I want to see how you guys feel, because I feel a certain way. I feel it's definitely like a kid being like, we're all playing a game and you get upset and I'm going to take my ball and go home. And I feel this is exactly what he did. And it angers me because I really respected this director until he did this, that they re-released Avatar in the movie theaters to beat Endgame to being the highest grossing movie of all time.
Which Avatar? Oh, the blue Avatar?
Yeah.
Oh, blue Samurai, Last Samurai?
Yeah, they pretty much released it in China to make it the highest grossing movie of all time.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Get your coin, queen. Get your coin. Get to the bag. Dude, it is what it is, man. It was a good movie in IMAX. I don't think it's a good movie at all, personally. I tried rewatching it the other day and it still sucked.
It's so funny is you were like,
wait, what?
I tried rewatching it the other day
Bro,
and it still
Avatar
sucked.
does not suck.
What?
Does her mic work? Or her headphones work? Does she
Go
hear me?
back and try to watch it now. Have you
It's
tried
not
to
a good
watch it
movie.
lately?
I just watched Avatar.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like with the Last
not
Airbender?
No, Avatar.
The Last Airbender?
Avatar.
The Last Airbender.
Avatar.
That show is
Yeah, that one's lit.
No, Avatar's a good movie. I watched it the other day. I like it.
The one with the
With Sigourney.
M. Night Shyamalan?
With
The one he did?
Sigourney.
I'm hating on you, don't worry.
You don't like Sigourney in that?
No.
Bro.
It's so bad.
It's bad. Anytime they go blue, it sucks. Pick one side. I like the humans when they were humans. I like the blues when they were blues, but never together.
You're just
How do you ride a horse and bone with the same tail? That's nasty, B.
That was the best line.
Okay, for one, Brandon.
was-
Brandon,
hey.
I'm going to use your real name,
That's
Brandon.
fine. You can use
That
my
was
real name.
good.
That's my name.
Listen, they're a different species. It doesn't have to make sense to you.
It don't gotta make sense to me. I'm just asking those questions though.
Yeah, they do it how they did it in the movie. Easy
Yeah.
peasy.
Yeah, well,
Lemon squeezy.
So
it
they-
looked a little bit easy peasy. So you telling me that's how you,
You can
control
just
a horse?
easily tether with somebody
Yeah.
and accidentally have
Impregnate
sex with
them?
them. Yeah.
Honest to God, you guys, it's a good movie. You're
It's
tripping.
not.
It's
We're
not
not.
better than Endgame by any means.
I just think it's funny that That movie came out like over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's put it out just so we can beat Endgame.
Who said that?
That's what they're doing.
No, that's what they did.
No one wants to watch that movie again. I don't.
I've seen it a few times.
So you're
And
telling
it's cool
me
watching it in your house. You going? So you're telling me you're going to wake up, take a shower, get dressed, get in your car, drive to the theater
No.
to watch Avatar again?
No.
When you can just not even get dressed, maybe brush your teeth, make some pancakes,
brush my
go to your couch, push start
that's
on
how I'm gonna do
Netflix,
it.
and
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's how I'm gonna do it.
he just did it to say I'm number one again, where he clearly got beat out, and now a movie that's 10 years old, and Disney straight out came in and said, they're like, we're not going to put the movie back in the theater. Like, why would we do that? It's
And
just
I
a
would-
cash grab.
I would love
Yeah,
to watch
but-
Endgame in the theater again, just to see put the last 30 minutes of Endgame in the theater.
Done.
Only.
I know.
I would still pay
Yeah,
$10
yeah.
bucks
I
for
would,
it.
On your left, like when that
100%.
crackle of the on your left, just
And not yet, just that part. Just
I
put
know.
on your left. Start Endgame. Start on your left.
or when like Cap
$5.
just like
But that callback when they did that, I just remember hearing that, and I'm like, it couldn't have been a better, like, they're so good at pulling little nuggets back to kind of throw in. If you're a fan, when he was like on your left, I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. Like, it was just that
wait,
moment.
but if they just re-released it in China, then isn't Endgame still the highest in like domestic?
I don't know.
I wouldn't.
We'll
I'd
have
have
to
to
do
look
Google.
that up.
I've
I
never
just
looked
think
that up.
it's messed up that you would bring out a movie that's over 10 years old.
Well, look, the thing of it is that it doesn't matter because he's a baby, and we all know what the best
I know,
movie is.
but I just think it's funny.
Because if anybody thinks that Avatar is better than Endgame, they're an idiot.
It's just he's so upset that, and he's came out and said it, that he hates how this whole superhero phenomenon and what Marvel's doing is, cheating.
Cheating.
So let me say this: it's not cheating. It's the movie industry is all this built on is replaying the same ideas over and over again. Every story has been told with different characters, different colors, different backgrounds. That's it. So it's not cheating. It's literally just moving on with the times.
Yeah.
The printed media is dying. So all that Marvel is trying to do is find the next thing. So now they have the ability to make a whole universe. Because as far as I'm concerned, I remember years ago, before Endgame and Infinity Wars, they were saying that once these stories are over, it's done. And I remember me and you having the conversation of
Right.
what's next? What's going to happen next? Is whatever comes after Endgame is what's going to dictate if MCU can actually be something. And I think it can be something.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
I think the idea.
Well, it's such a like deep well anyway of just like amazing characters and storylines.
But you have to do it right. Like
But-
me personally, I wouldn't even. So how DC is striving to bring Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman to the forefront, I wouldn't do that. I literally would have started with Justice Society. I would have started there. I would have started with TV and left the main three, the Trinity, on their cartoons, and then use all their live action media to do all their C and D listers. Me personally, I've always liked their third tier characters more than their top tier characters. I much rather see Jon Stewart Green Lantern, Alan Scott Green Lantern,
that'd be cool.
old hot guy, Hawk and Dove. These are characters I would like to see. I'm not trying to just pull out of my ass. Like, these are just guys. Like, they have. You want to talk about a well of characters? They've redone their like universe so many times in the books, and they've remade certain characters, and they have a slew of different characters, way more than Marvel does. DC can just use all their third strings and start from scratch, because the issue is you're making a new Superman movie with a whole world that knows who Superman is. So now you're trying to cater to everybody. And it's going to be impossible. I liked Man of Steel, but
I
for the
did
reasons people didn't like Man of Steel was because, Superman's he's not an alien. He's not violent or rough. He's supposed to know it. No, he is. He's an alien. He's literally, the story they told was a guy that just kind of was learning how to be his powers, or be the symbol that the world wants him to be. Batman, same thing. Why are we telling the story again? It's great. But there's so many other characters. I would love to see a live action Green Lantern. I would love to see a live action.
I'm really surprised they have not. I mean, Green Lantern has a crazy following, and ever since that Ryan Reynolds one, they just don't want to.
And I'm not saying,
it.
I'm not saying that not knowing that the Ryan Reynolds one was there. I just don't want Hal Jordan Green Lantern. That's my point.
Yeah,
I think Alan Scott, who's based in magic, would be a much better Green Lantern story to tell. But no one will watch it because it's not Hal Jordan, or it's not Guy Gardner, or it's not Kyle Rayner. It's all these other. It's the old deep well. So Justice Society would be really good.
But do you feel like DC's always had good success with their animated movies?
Yes, they have.
But
Way
just
better.
not live action. It's just
not live
never...
action. Yeah, it's just because they're trying to copy Marvel's footprint. Let Marvel be Marvel. Try something different. Marvel's going for their, what they call the knight, the god, and the soldier, which is Thor, Iron Man, and Cap. All right, that they got their story. They did their top tier. You guys figure out how to go in there and just do storytelling. Because at the end of the day, DC is a much darker, grittier universe than Marvel is. It always has been, in my eyes, personally. The stories that they've told have always been a lot more darker and grittier. Marvel, it has grit. It can be dark, but just like the show, just like the movies are all polished and shiny. Because that was the first time you seen a bright blue costume actually work on screen. That's the first time you seen something shiny actually work, when you seen Iron Man's costume. I remember being like, they can't pull that off. They can't make a guy in a robot costume actually work. And they effing did it.
It's true.
Did it. And side note, I think Edward Norton's Hulk is good.
What?
I will stand by that.
What?
Goat,
I know we're way off topic now.
Goat, are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
What the hell?
I've said that before.
Who
When I
invited
rewatched,
this guy?
you guys did, because you
Brother!
needed something great in your life, and that's me.
That's why
Edward
they call
Norton.
him Goat. But that is...
That's super off-brand, bro.
That's not off brand. You like
That's-
Star Trek. Hush your mouth.
Oh.
What does that have to do with anything? Star Trek's amazing.
It doesn't matter what you like.
You can't handle the
You
truth.
can't handle the truth.
But what I wonder, is it too late? Like
What,
No.
for DC?
my thing is they're...
No, I've always told you this.
Don't mind me. I'm fixing my pants.
Bro,
I feel
DC will always live on.
No, I'm not saying that it's, like it's never going to go, but that's what they're always going to
Are
do.
you adjusting your undies? What's going on over there?
I'm wearing jorts, and the jorts I wear are like not baggy jorts. They're like, fitting jorts, because I'm a grown ass man. And so when I'm slouching, they're like riding up. So it got to the point where my crotch was like kind of
Isn't it funny?
there.
If I could picture Goat in anything, it's literally a pair of kicks, some jorts, and like a black tee and a hat. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I switched
Goat.
it up because I have this Kenny the Dancing Man T-shirt.
I like it.
that I got.
Oh my God, that's Kenny the Dancing Man?
No way.
Where did you get that?
Shut up, dude. He's like a local legend.
Okay, if you guys don't know, if you're not from Sacramento, Kenny the Dancing Man is legendary.
Like
Oh
straight
my
up,
God.
like legend
So
OG.
if you go anywhere in Sacramento, especially in the summertime where there's music, you will see Kenny the Dancing Man dancing, no shirt on, super ripped, bro.
Super ripped. Me and him had a dance off outside the Merc one night. He won, obviously.
Obviously.
I was.
Where'd you get that shirt? I need to get me one of those.
I got it off of IG. Let me see.
What?
Off of, I think
Kenny
the-
the Dancing Man has.
That's lit.
I didn't know he had freaking branding.
Yeah, I didn't know he had merch.
Hoff is better. Even the story of the shirt is
Please tell.
hilarious. So the site even posted it. I guess they made a tweet. Sorry, I'm burping.
This guy, like he's ever done a show before.
I had to burp. Shut up. You're like I'm not cursing. I've been wanting to curse for the last hour and a
Yeah,
half.
what if?
Really, we don't care
I
anymore.
don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Cheese was the one
I
I'm
was
like,
just-
hey, since it's the end, can we cuss? She's like, no. I still tell people to listen. Now this week, she's like, I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, I want to. Anyway, so Hoff is Better is a site I follow on IG. I guess they tweeted that they made a joke saying that before any settlers, this man was the first one to find Sacramento, the land that would soon be called Sacramento. He tweeted, "This needs to be a shirt ASAP."
Oh, okay.
They tweeted, "Done," and then just put it online for sale. So I was like, I'm buying one.
So,
I need to give me one of those.
Yeah.
These things are lit.
So Kenny, the dancing guy, is on Twitter.
Yeah. I follow him on IG. He's awesome.
No, he's amazing.
He's like who I if ultimately
He's
if I
like
just,
a celebrity.
if I just didn't give a fuck about life,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure he gives a fuck about life, by the way.
No, he's
because
so.
he's living it to the fullest.
No, when
No, yeah.
when, honestly, if I'm out, I'm like, Logan, it's Kenny. It's Kenny. Look at him. He's over there. Like
Isn't it
he's
so weird that you're like afraid to talk to this
No,
old dude with
yeah.
no shirt on? Like
Yeah.
he's like hella paparazzi, but he will walk up to you if you're dancing. If you're holding a beer dancing in the street, he will dance with you, and you're still like, oh, it's Kenny.
It's Kenny.
Hey, don't look at him. It's Kenny. Oh, he saw me.
Well, it's funny
Hey,
because
Ken.
Ken.
him and downtown James Brown were like the two people that.
Okay, but
I
downtown
felt-
James Brown is a legit homeless person.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get it.
It's
Kenny's actually like has a home. I get that, but like those were the two like local legends that I had ever known. in
I'm gonna
Sacramento.
ask a
Wait, hold
question.
on. But okay, go
No,
ahead.
you go.
Downtown James Brown is a homeless man in Sacramento.
It don't matter. He's still a
No,
legend
I know.
in
Okay,
Sacramento.
but fine. But he legitimately is homeless, carries his home around in a backpack, and is like he accosts people and is like not. He like will literally like mess up your day. Like you're like, oh, if I see downtown James Brown walking down the street, I cross the street.
Oh, I don't cross the street. You don't bump
because
I
me.
don't
he
cross
will-
the street.
No, he will like literally like engage you and like I don't
Yeah,
need any of.
he will. I've seen.
I don't mind him.
I have seen
I've never
downtown
had a
James
problem
Brown,
with him.
like get
Oh
to
hell
some ish.
no, hell no.
I've seen some ish. I've seen some
Yes.
shit go down with
Yeah.
downtown. James
I've
Brown.
never had a bad experience with downtown.
Oh,
James
you have
Brown.
not been close enough to downtown James Brown.
Because I'd
seen
always
nothing-
run into him at Pieces, and he'd always be trying to get like pieces of pizza. From
That's
people.
your first sign. If you're begging for pizza outside the pizza parlor, then you
have a problem.
You have an issue. If you're surrounded by baddies like Kenny the Dancing Man
That's
typically
true.
is,
You're
then
living-
you're
you're
living
living
life.
large, bro.
You are living. I've only seen Kenny around baddies, bro. Like only.
Bro,
He's-
downtown James Brown, like he literally is a homeless person. He's literally a homeless
He's
person.
still a legend. I feel like if you live in Sacramento, you got to know those two people.
Yo, Sonny, Johnny, please tell me you have a version of Kenny the Dancing Man in a downtown James Brown in Norway. I want you to tell me the story about these guys. There has to be some random guys. But my question to you two,
Okay.
seeing they were all from the,
Laguna Larry.
Where does Laguna Larry fall on the spectrum? Is he more of a Kenny the Dancing
Kenny.
Man?
No, yeah.
Or is he
Oh.
more of a
no.
is he more of a downtown
No,
James
he's
Brown?
definitely more of a Kenny because he was a person that had a home. He was like an athlete.
The
was
only
an athlete.
thing that like I was so sad is he moved to Vegas. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're just gonna be a normal dude out there. Here, you're like
How
you're.
do we know
Okay,
these people's
listen.
lives?
To tell you,
It was in the newspaper.
Let me-
Like he straight up said, "I'm leaving to go to Vegas,"
Listen,
and I remember being
for
upset.
people who didn't grow up in Oak Grove, which is a suburb of Sacramento. Laguna Larry was like this. He was a black guy, right?
Yes.
He was really fit. He was like a
Super
runner.
fit, yeah.
He like did marathons, whatever. He literally was like so happy with life that he was at intersections, really busy intersections, like running in place, like waving,
Just working out.
just waving at cars.
If all right, can I ask you this?
And
If,
he was at major intersections that everybody who
right by
lives,
Borders.
everybody
Yeah, right by
who
Borders.
lived in
Right by Borders on
Yeah.
Laguna in Bruceville.
everybody who lived in Elk Grove or Laguna knew who Laguna Larry was.
What I
And
want to
you were
know.
stoked to see him. You're like, oh, it's Laguna Larry, bro.
He always said he knew Eddie Murphy. He's like, I'm gonna get you in the next Eddie Murphy movie. He's like, don't
That
worry, I
might be
got
true.
you.
Eddie Murphy used to live in Greenhaven.
No, so what I want to
That's
know is
true.
if
That's
I
true.
straight up got a guitar and was like in some running shoes and I was like jamming and waving, how many people you think in Elk Grove now would know who he was?
What's your name gonna be? You have to be Bond Buddy. You
Bond
have to go
Buddy.
further down.
Yes,
you have to
I
go
know.
stand
I wanna be
in front of
Bond
the Shell
Buddy.
The Shell Station by the In-N-Out Burger. You can be Bond Buddy.
Vaughn Buddy.
That's where
I
you're
will
gonna hang
be-
out at.
Not Vaughn Buddy.
Vaughn Nickerson.
Yeah,
Glad
Bond.
nice to meet you.
Bond Buddy.
Bond Buddy. That's
What I want to know is if I started doing it, do you think how many people
Would be like, oh, it's like Laguna
Yeah,
Larry.
like he's a wannabe Laguna Larry.
No,
A
they
lot
would
of
just be like,
people.
Sheila, go to your brother off the corner, bro.
Yeah.
I know, right? Be
His
like, bro.
He shut his podcast down,
Is he
started
on
swinging
crack?
swinging a sign in front of Shell Station.
He didn't have a sign. Remember, he had a guitar and he like jammed.
Sometimes he just said nothing. He was just waving at people.
Just happy to be out there in black.
Okay, Laguna
the life
Larry
I wanna
was
live.
the best.
Oh my god, he was so nice.
Yep. Okay,
But-
you guys.
Hey, shout outs to Laguna Larry,
yeah,
the real
where-
OG.
Like wherever you are, Laguna Larry, we
Yeah.
hope you're doing well.
I really do hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
And side note, what have we talked about tonight?
Nothing.
This is what Goat brings to the table?
Yeah,
Hey, no,
Absolutely
your Falcon
nothing?
and Winter Soldier was money.
yeah, that's true. You
Okay.
gave some good insight.
Cheese has literally said like 10 words
Yeah.
all night.
Okay,
okay.
well, look, I do have some good things though. Here, I have 2 emails.
Wow.
2 emails to read from Sidekicks.
Okay.
Okay.
They still
So,
care.
God, like R.I.P. Dilly isn't here to read Sir Flintock Chasm Seeker.
What?
Right.
And
He wrote
ish,
in?
That ish looks mad long, so I ain't reading it.
Yeah.
So
Bro, I mean,
Bear
this
with
is
us.
yeah, you guys, this is gonna be hard. Dilly, if you're listening to this, I wish you were here.
yo,
Okay. So the email is I am the tiger at king dot mic drop. Good morrow, dear heroes. It saddens me to learn of the news that your program is ending. I, for one, am stricken with grief to know that Sir Dillington of Scalardo, Ayrshire, was retiring and ending his service. But it was ever so more disheartening to know that the program would retire with him. This news is devastating. As to the Mad King, I hope you do not end your reign and you continue to rule with an iron fist. The people need your leadership in this time of crises. Your weekly address to your people may end, but so too do not end your communication with your subjects.
Thank you.
Lady Sheila, may your new kingdom be vast and grand. This Sector 7 you speak of sounds most grand. I would desire a tour, but alas, I am still in the land of the great monarchy and so cannot attend. Now on to the business of my identity. It is true that my alias is a facade and my true identity has been a mystery to all. I am, in fact, a knight in service to Her Majesty. Flintock was a label I used as I am a previewer of fine weaponry, and it suited me in the most flattering of ways. Chasm Seeker is a name I created as I do enjoy the exploration and finding of formations in nature along with vastness of the empire. I am one who seeks adventure and intrigue in caves and cracks in the ground. This all leads to my name, a name that is steeped in honor and tradition, a name that I hold dear and bear upon my breast with all of the joy of my
if
heritage.
this is freaking Logan, I'm gonna be pissed.
My name is to be continued.
I love it.
Did it continue?
No, that's it.
No, he says he'll probably write in next week is what I'm guessing.
This isn't really Goat, everybody. This is I don't know. It's me. I don't have an alias.
Okay, so we do have another email. This is
I'm
another.
pumped that he actually
Look at
is
how
going
long-
to say who he
Look
is.
at how long this is.
No, I'm pumped that Chasm Seeker wrote in and he's finally going to release himself because we legit thought it was Logan for a long time.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was Watson.
I could definitely see it being
Watson.
Watson.
I don't know. Who else could it be? Okay, so we have another email.
C-mail?
This smells. This comes from our forest land of Nornsway.
Nornsway?
Yeah.
Oi!
Norsemans.
Did they talk like that over in Northland?
Norsemans.
Norsemans?
No.
Oi?
Oi!
Governor?
No.
Governor.
They're like Vikings over there.
Yeah.
Vikings don't say oi?
No.
I haven't watched any Viking shows.
Okay, so it's titled
Norseman.
We the Sidekicks Salute You. This is from Sunny.
Oh, boy.
Hey guys.
Hey.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've written it. It has been a bit hectic here over the few months, so the real life has held its tight iron grip over me. At least I had hardly heroes to listen to. Sad news reached my ears about what is happening to the show. First, Dilly leaves, And when he leaves, he lights up the Triple H in flame. No, I'm joking. But for real, this really sucks. It really saddens me that the curtains are closed for the Hardly Heroes. I will miss the funny emails, readings, and the awesome Dilly Gaming Corner. I will miss the awesomeness and steaminess of Buddy. And I thought I would never say this, but I will miss Cheese's voice. Who knew, right? Excuse me. Sorry. I have a magical angelicals.
No. Babs over here?
Babs is actually, she doesn't really come. I don't think Goat brings Babs out.
No. I've always enjoyed your presence.
Thank you so much.
I'm not, that's not BSing. I've always
Goat
enjoyed
cheese.
you around.
Thank
Goat
you. Me
cheese.
too. I love Goat.
Hey,
Somebody
look,
enjoys
man, what do you want me to do? Your sister's awesome.
That's true.
I know, but
Okay.
I just don't like it.
You said I know.
No, I know you think so, but I don't like any attention you're going to give that's not towards me.
Come on, man. You gotta.
No, I don't like sharing.
I'm not. This is the harsh truth, and I don't mean to interrupt your email.
Okay.
I probably won't see Sheila for a really long time because you guys are ending this.
It's true.
This is the truth. This was my only way of staying connected with you guys, and now it's over.
Goat, let me cut your hair.
I don't have any hair. I'm going bald. My hairline's in the middle of my scalp. I've been hat fishing for the last 2 years of my life.
I could trim up that nice little beard you got going on.
Yeah, that's true. I have a great beard.
Yeah,
I am growing it out.
Thank God.
Yeah. Some people can grow beards.
You know I'll make some bald jokes if Dilly was here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, back to the
Onward.
email. But all jokes aside, I will really miss you guys. I can't believe 5 years has passed. I would like to thank you all. Everyone that has been there from the start. Spranks, Manny, Goat, Logan, Dilly, Phil B, Cheese, Buddy, and everyone else that has been a part of the show. Even if I have never met any of you in real life, you have become part of my life. Who would have thought that a stream from an Insta made by Buddy that I would find an awesome crowd of people that I would want to talk to, write to, and down the line call my friends. People who I've never met are my friends, and that's just by Insta streamed by a dude called Buddy. That's just crazy to me. It is actually pretty crazy. He's so far away.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, like, to think that that's how he found us. And what I think is, like, really funny is when we had the movie event, I believe it was Infinity War, we had brought Sonny to the theater, our little cardboard cutout of him, and we had forgot him. And I, like, frantically was like, drove back to the theater, and I'm like, did you guys find a cardboard cutout? And they're like, yeah, of a person. I'm like, yeah, that's Sonny. Can I have that back? And they were like, yeah, here you go. Like, they just looked at me weird, and I was like, I couldn't lose this.
Like
I'd be
it was
so
like
upset.
a real person.
Yeah, I was like I felt like so responsible and so, like upset that I had forgot him. So I apologize, Sonny, for leaving you at the theater.
Right. But we still actually have you here at Sector 7.
Yeah. And
You're actually in Mammy's office.
I feel bad for Johnny. His didn't turn out as good as.
That's still good.
He's got really broad shoulders.
No, you gave him no neck.
Yeah, no neck. It's all shoulders.
Yeah, it's
and
like
head.
it's like no neck Johnny.
He looks like a shrunken head.
Yeah.
How could you? How could
Okay, back to
you?
the email. You guys really gave me strength when I needed it most, and I shit you not, you guys really saved my ass in so many ways. Like the one I just wrote about. My dad passed away recently. That is also one of the reasons I have been away and not writing to you guys. He died due to COVID-19. Also, we had to be quarantined for 1 month, 2 weeks due to my father, and then my son tested positive for COVID. And then 2 new weeks where my son had to be totally isolated from us, and he was 8 years old. That's crazy.
Jeez.
He had like totally quarantined away from the family.
Wow.
So to all of you skeptical guys over there, it's the real shit. Over this time period, I listened to you guys as well. Some of you guys helped me by talking to me on Messenger. It gave me strength. Your podcast is like a boombox of positive energy that fills my battery up. I get pumped up to fight on this crazy life, one could say. Some people will think that sounds stupid or silly, but it's really not. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for every single day you guys got on the mic. No matter what, the weather, even the freaking pandemic, didn't stop you. You guys kept on giving and giving. I thank you a million times. I hope this will still keep I hope that we will still keep in touch, and you are all welcome to visit me in Norway. Yeah.
I'm definitely doing that.
Take me with you.
I know. We'll take you. My house will always be open to anyone that is part of the Hardly Heroes. And Cheese, I know you people enough to whom I trust, and I really am serious when we are going to meet as soon as this COVID ceases. Buddy, I don't drink. That is true. But whenever we are out, people think I'm drunk as fuck. I get pumped and steamed up with the energy of the people I am with. So I wonder what it will happen if you guys come over. Norway will not know what the hell struck them. Love you all. Buddy, there is no secret that if I hadn't been you, it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't know you. Hardly Heroes as anyone else I'm sorry. Like sometimes the language gets a little messed up here. That if it hadn't been for you, I wouldn't know anyone from the Hardly Heroes show. So a special thank you to you. You are one crazy mother effer and son of a bee. So I love you, bro. Thanks for being there. And thanks for sending your energy over when I needed it. I made this poem lyric for you guys as a tribute.
Oh, shit.
Buddy's going to cry. Sonny, he's already tearing up.
Let it out, bro.
Hardly Heroes. You turn on the mic. That is when it strikes. You hear this crazy dude steaming all over you with his hairdo. Getting sprinkled with a little twinkle. You laugh till you fart. Now that's hard. You get you Manny without his fanny. From this, we got the sidekicks and we are no pricks, but we got some ticks. The podcast went hiking all over that they even brought it to the Vikings. Now that's exciting. The years passed by where heroes fought on with the sidekicks. We had gathered of geeks that is a hero's feat. B had battles for the throne. Of course, the king kicked everyone's asses.
That's true.
The rain went on, but in the end, it had come to become it had to end to come to become a stone. Like the gems of the infinity of our heart, it had to break apart. But we hope that this is not the end. From the dust, we all will appear again to make a new end. That was really pretty, Sonny. Thank you so much. I really love all of you guys. I did say that, didn't I? But it doesn't do any harm to say that many times, does it? I wish you all the best, and you and your family, God bless you, and take care of each other. Thank you for bringing my inner geek and nerd out again. Keep in touch, and everyone that wants to keep in touch, just DM me. I'm on Messenger and Insta. You can even get my number. It's Indian Viking. So Hardly Heroes, God and Goddess, decent into the skies, and we, the sidekicks, will carry on the fight till you one day return. If you don't, then you better fly to the end of the galaxy because we are coming to get you. It's hard to end this email, so I will stop. This is the last mail from you. From your one and only Indian Viking, Sonny. This is last email. It really is like I'm tearing up over here. Okay. Sonny, thank you so much. We love you. Honest to God, we've had so much fun.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Sonny.
Sonny and Johnny have been just like the wind in our wings. To know that we have people over just, a million miles away, people we've never met that's been so supportive in every single way.
To boil it all down, like something that he really said kind of hit to me, and like what I think is really crazy, like if you boil down the podcast and you kind of look at really what it is, it's exactly what he said. Is he happened to find me on a post that I had live stream that I had put, and that's kind of how he found us. I think if you boil down this show to really what it is I have never been the most talented. I've never been the most funny. I've never been this kind of person. The thing that I've always brought to this show that I think is kind of crazy, you can say I tried to keep the show going, but I think it boils down to I have always been good about being able to be open and to find people that are more interesting and that are willing to open up to me and want to be a part of something. I'm good at bringing people together, and I think that is something that took me a long time to realize. And I think that's my greatest joy in life, is that I'm able to bring together people that maybe would have never met or would have not been able to do something. And I think that's my greatest achievement in this show, is that I brought in point of views. I've brought in people together. I've gotten stories out that I never thought I'd be able to be a part of, and to make friends, you know, of people that maybe would have never been friends, and to be able to make friends across continents and to really pull this together. It was the hardest thing in my life to keep this show afloat. And I really just kind of felt like I just couldn't do it anymore. But when I hear stuff like that, like pulling you through dark times and good times, you know, like that stuff to me is what I'll always remember. But to everybody else's point, they're the ones that really made this happen. The only thing I did was bring people together. And I think that is really what Hardly Heroes boils down to. Is I begged Manny to come on the show, and at first he didn't want to do it, and then he came on, he loved it, you know what I mean? And then I would, you know, like Cheese, she didn't want to do the show, and I begged her to come on. And, you know, like Dilly was hesitant at first, and I brought him on. It's like, I think my persistence and wanting people to see a side of themselves that they maybe never thought they'd want to be a part of, that's the stuff that is special to me. But I'm really not the one behind the scenes doing the editing, or, you know, making sure the levels are right, or doing the show prep. I never did any of that stuff. I think that's where I fell short, but on where I was good about was bringing people that are way more knowledgeable and way cooler and way more things to say than me. And to say that it's ending is really hard. And I think I haven't really come to grips with it. And hearing that last poem that he's saying, it really got me to tear up. And it's funny, as you know, you always say we're so positive and stuff. For a long time, it you know, for this last year, I feel like it's been kind of dark. I feel like I held a lot of the weight of older hosts leaving this show. And when people would tell me that they missed what it used to be, and, you know, and trying to get those people back, that I couldn't let go. I just held on to that weight of wanting it to be what it used to be, that I think it consumed me in a way that I couldn't look past it. And I think that was the ultimate, like, kind of end. But now that it's coming to an end, I feel that's really wasn't the big part of it. It was that we did it week in and week out, rain or shine, or somebody being sick or not. We were there for the people that we didn't have a huge audience. And our audience that was a part of us was people that they knew they could reach out to me or any one of the Hardly Heroes, and we would be there to support an event or to do something for them. Like, that's something to me that is bigger than having all these sponsors and all this other stuff, because no matter what, like Chris and, you know what I mean, and Project Wish Upon a Star and, you know, Toy Fusion and Beehive, those people are like, man, dude, like, when you guys say you're going to come to an event, like, you're there and you guys come out and you try to do whatever you can. That's really the proudest thing I think I could say about Hardly Heroes. So saying that it really, I mean, I'm just blabbering on. I think it just all kind of hit me at once, and I've not gonna lie, until this moment I was kind of happy it was ending. Like, I've felt like it's something that I enjoyed for a long time, but I think I feel like I was done, you know. And now hearing that, it kind of, you know, it just brings up a lot of emotion, and it's
well, I think, like, what I think about Hardly Heroes is that we've created this community, and it's still a community. We may not be in here every single week doing the podcast, but we've still created this family and this community of people that that we can lean on and that we can always reach out to each other. So it's not Hardly Heroes is an ending in the final sense. It's just that we're not going to be in here every single week.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just cut you off.
Putting on the show. So go ahead.
The way I see it, and first off, speak your truth, King. Speak your truth.
It's it's like, it's a lot of, this show is just a lot of ups and downs and a lot of like just behind the scenes stuff that's really hard to
I think
like keep it going.
That's what I don't think people understand is that honestly, the everything between Thursdays, I mean, there's been some crazy ass shit happen personally, relationship wise.
I mean, if you really think about it,
it's like,
and I've never mentioned this on the show, and I know a lot of people know, but like I've gone through a divorce in this whole like situation in the end. Like I've gone through so much stuff, falling out of friends, and like keep it a buck. Like I don't even care at this point. But when somebody else started a show, that cut me. And the reason that I'm going to put it out there is because I'm letting it all out and it does hurt me. I felt hurt. Not for the sheer fact that you went and did a show. The reason why I'm hurt is because I felt like you personally attacked me. Because I love Cheese and I love Dilly and I love Logan, but Hardly Heroes, I always felt like was a bunch of my friends and people that I wanted to be close. And when you leave and you feel like you don't want to be a part of us, but you want to take everything else around it, was something that I could not get past. And it was something that is eating and eating and eating away at me. And it upsets me that you've gone and taken every single person that is close to me that I call a friend. That's something I feel is a personal attack for me. And that's something that I can't look past and something that I haven't been able to get over.
This is where I would say cue the Rough Rider anthem.
Yeah.
By the way,
exactly.
If I could,
if we had it,
it's coming so close to the end.
But this is what
like,
I want to say to people is just what you are saying right now, where there is drama, there is people leaving, there's people starting other podcasts, there are people not talking to us, there are people cutting us out of our lives, there are people, in all sorts of ways. This show is. And putting something together every single week like this, and the commitment that it takes, the money that it takes, the time that it takes, the emotion that it takes, the toll that it takes on friendships and relationships and family members, it's so much. And the fact that we have been doing this for I haven't been doing it for 5 years, but the fact that Buddy's been doing it for 5 years, that Hardly Heroes has been doing it for 5 years, like, it's a testament to how much, like, the thing of it is what I'm trying to say is the sidekicks, the interaction that you guys give us, the love that you give us, this is why we have done it for so long. And even though I haven't been a host for 5 years, I've been knee deep in this podcast since Buddy started it because he's my brother. And of course, I'm going to support every single thing that he does. So the reason that we've gone through so much heartache and so much blood, sweat, and tears with this podcast is because we love every single person that writes in, that has given us money, that has helped us keep afloat. It's like all of that means so much.
Oh, dude, it is 100% the whole reason why I did this show. And it's true. I used to get into a lot of arguments with my ex about it. Why are you going to go do this event? Why are you going to go do that? Why are you going to do this? I'm like, because I love this. I love the people. I love the interaction. And it's true, when people are like, hey, when you're there, like, it's more fun. You're lively. You bring that energy. And I knew that. But knowing that it was constant battle of, is it going to be me or is it going to be Hardly Heroes? For a long time, it was just like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it 100%. I'm not going to half-ass it. And I think when I, looked up and, it's just it was a lot, and to see other, my relationship end, and now this is ending. Like it's a lot to kind of take in, and I feel like it's all kind of coming to the forefront, and especially like, everybody reaching out to me and everybody asking why, and it's just I haven't really wanted to say. And I think hearing Sonny and like hearing about your father and what we mean to you and stuff like that, you mean just as much to us. And that you called me on my birthday, I'll never forget. This year he called me on my birthday and was like, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I know you're at work. And like my manager kind of looked at me and I kind of like shunned him off for a second. I was like, hey, like I kind of like, and he like looked at me like, what do you think you're doing? And I'm like, hung up the phone. I'm like, hey dude, that was my buddy from Norway. And he's like, what? And I'm like, it's just a listener of mine that like I'm super close with. And he was like, just kind of like didn't know how to really take it. But it's like that he takes the time out and it knows how much it means to me, and the cardboard cutouts to me that he's made. Like, I don't know, all that stuff just kind of came up, and like, a Project Wish Upon a Star and all the stuff that, they've let us do with them and everything like that. It's just all kind of like bubbling up at once. And I never get real deep on this show, but I think it's just all kind of like
well, I think it's just hard. I think it's honestly hard to end. I really do. But I think the thing of it is that it's like none of us are, it's not our job. None of us are like getting paid to be here. We have to do everything.
This show has cost us so much money.
But no, it's not just that. It's just that we have to do everything in our whole lives, right? Mm-hmm. That all of us have to do. And then also this show. So I think for the listeners, the reason we're ending it is because we just can't do it anymore.
I've given everything I've had to this show for 5 years, and I feel like not that I got nothing left, but that like I've given it so much that I get it. Manny and all those guys left. I think they left, because maybe that's all they could give.
Well, and like Goat was a regular host for a minute.
Oh, me? What's going on?
Right?
So I was getting deep with it.
Right? You were a regular host for a minute.
Just for a minute. And it's so my standpoint, if you're asking me why, it wasn't it was not because of time. It was unfair to you guys. I remember having this conversation with Buddy that my schedule was going to change. And literally for 2 years, my schedule changed month to month. And I couldn't make that commitment to you guys because it'd be unfair. Can you imagine having a host, a permanent host, that calls you and said, hey, I can only record on this day this week or this day this week. Mm-hmm. At one point for 2 months, my schedule changed week to week. So I remember, and mind you, from the moment Buddy came to my kitchen and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. Do you mind doing some test questions to help me out? I said, I want to be on it. Did I not? Mm-hmm. We sat in that kitchen. I said, I want to do it. If you need me for anything, hit me up. So
I'll never forget, I recorded that, and Manny looked at me and was like, bro, why don't you have this guy on the show? Like, I was like, At that time, so it was always for me, for me doing a podcast or a show, to show this of anything where I get to talk. I want to do. And so me not being able to be a regular, it sucked. Because even when I did it, or when that time I was doing it, I was in the academy for the hotel. Mm-hmm. And it was still tough on me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it. It wasn't anything on your side. You guys made I know for a fact, Buddy was trying to make every accommodation for me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't make that commitment. I wanted to. Shit. Sorry, I can't say shit, but shit. I looked my significant other in the face and said, I want to do this, so I'm out. And that was it. Is it selfish? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm a person that watches YouTube videos all day. That legit, for the last 6 years or 7 years, before that, when my iPod got stolen originally, my original iPod got stolen, I started listening to podcasts on SoundCloud. And ever since then, I was hooked. And I mean, I'd walk around with my ladder in my hand listening to a podcast from sexual freedom, feminism, fucking selling drugs in the hood, rap, anime, cartoons, across the board. And I was like, I want to do this one day. I want to just talk about what I want to talk about. So it was crazy when Buddy called me and said, hey, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. Huh? Yeah, I want to do this. And so fast forward to now, or when he said, hey, do you mind being a permanent host? I can give you all the time I can give you. That's my promise. But when I can't do it, you have to understand I have to back out. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I backed out because, and mind you, I could have done it because people at the hotel I work at, they have podcasts. They literally have a podcast. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, video and all that stuff. I'm like, why don't I do this? And I know why I didn't do it. And it's mainly because the hotel employees or hotel guests, they have cell phones too. And I didn't want them having that much insight to my real life. Yeah. Not supposed to have cell phones, but they have cell phones. Long story short, it is hard. When you think about having to balance your real life, your real life with the show, it can become difficult. I remember each time Buddy called me saying that he was ready to throw the towel in. I would say, from my standpoint, hearing it, I knew it wasn't time. It wasn't ready. He didn't want to. Find another way. Figure it out. You got this. Easier said than done. Flat out know that. I think every addition to the show has been a great addition, whether it be HCC, Dilly, Aaron, Manny, Cheese, all of us as a whole, as a collective, outside and inside on the mic, group. I think they all made the show what it needed to be at that time. Different versions of it. You expressing your feelings about how individuals would say they wanted the old show. Favorite moment, favorite hip hop line. People say they want the old Jay-Z. Buy the old albums.
Right.
They're all right here. I'm holding my phone up, audience. All the old episodes right here. You want the old episodes? Go back. They're there. Get your Patreon. Pay you $2. Not anymore because it's probably gonna go away. Or still just give them $2. Who gives a fuck?
We already canceled it.
Oh shit. Well, I better not see that charge on my.
I was about to say you can send us a check if you'd like to Sector 7 Salon.
But my point
taking
is,
back payments.
My overall point is, don't pigeonhole or stifle individuals that are trying to elevate and grow. Because at the end, for me personally, the Dilly and Cheese episodes, if we're really gonna start separating shit, the Dilly and Cheese episodes are awesome too. That they have belong in their own chapter as well. You guys brought your own. All three of you guys brought your own flavor. I personally think I brought shit to the table. Whenever I listen to my episodes, Janelle will tell you, no, I can't do that. I'll listen to them, but I'm like, I didn't do nothing. I'm gonna listen to this one tonight and be like, I didn't like that. I can't even listen to the first episode I recorded with you guys. I can't.
No, your episodes are my favorite.
Yeah,
I cannot. But that's your opinion. But my mindset is that I didn't bring any added to the table. I think I go on tangents. I don't complete statements. I don't finish stories. I just start talking and rambling and using words that I shouldn't use and saying shit I shouldn't say and making jokes that are like not appropriate for the time. Like that's it. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be funny. But it's not. It's not. And maybe people like it because this is Adam. This is Goat just being Goat. He's so fun and lively.
I just think it's funny because the opposite. Everybody always talks about you being on the show.
But and I appreciate it. I really do. I really do appreciate it. And that's one thing I'll take away from this. So instead of us ending this on a dark note, I do appreciate the outlet. Mm-hmm. I do appreciate the time. Mm-hmm. You guys didn't have to. At the end of the day, we're three people that always had thoughts, feelings on things. But we have an outlet. You had an outlet to get them out. Conversations, to reach out, to meet people. Like you said, Sonny, Katana, Johnny. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate this. Finding me Curtis again. That's odd. How random is that shit? Mm-hmm. I know we've mentioned it over and over again. But,
I know, but it's
but sidekicks, new people that might be hearing this close to the end conversations, understand that my friend who I met through an ex 10 plus years ago asked me to be on a podcast. And then on that podcast, he found my old first grade best friend from 30 years ago. and reconnected us.
Still my favorite story.
How random is that? Mind you, my 30-year-old best friend's friend is a girl I went to high school with that I knew was asking about me because all my friends that knew her would be like, hey, do you know Bird? I don't know who you're talking about. Hey, do you know Bird? Who are you talking about? This redhead right here. I don't know who the hell that is. And then when I finally meet her, I'm like, it clicks. This girl is fucking awesome. Why wasn't I close to this girl this whole time? What the fuck was I doing? Was I too busy buying Air Force Ones and Mark Echo outfits? I was doing the wrong things in life. But the point is, you took the time to create something, an IP, intellectual property, a show, whatever you want to call it. It's a piece of you. You took the time to, instead of helping your brother behind the scenes, you said, you know what, I'm going to get on this microphone. I have thoughts. And you, excellent, funny. As much as you may think, like, oh, real quick. Real quick.
Yeah, definitely real quick.
As many as your real quicks turned into long-ass stories, whole episodes.
That's true.
The point is, you thought they were invalid, but you knew they had a lot to. You knew you had a lot to say, and you do. You bring a lot to the table. Everyone that's been behind this microphone has brought a lot to the table. Sorry, my bracelets keep hitting the table. Side note: one of them broke, and I broke my glasses on this show. This last show,
that's
you guys
true.
Are breaking me down. But the point, I'm trying to finish the story. I'm trying to finish the statement. I have a point.
He has it.
I'm holding on to it. Don't be upset that this is the last episode. Don't end it on a negative. End it on a positive. Because the joy that individual is expressing in the email is the same joy that anyone that's listened to this show that has embraced you guys as their friends and family has for this episode, for these shows. Granted, it's 5 years deep. That's 5 years of you sharing yourself. 2.5 of you sharing yourself, or no, fuck it, 5 years, because you've been on the phone with this man just as much as I've been on the phone with that man, and him griping about the show.
Right.
No, packing fucking soaps and bags for Infinity War, helping him get all this shit together.
That's true.
So yeah, that's 5 years that you've been doing. I know how Nickersons roll. Y'all roll deep. So you are a part of this show from the get-go also. And I appreciate every phone call you reached out to me about. Like I said, you're my little brother. No matter what, I'm going to help you out. So just embrace the fact that you have 5 years of a moment in time that you gave yourself. And don't think about what you've given up. Think about what you've gained. That's the point I want to make right now.
That's a good point, Goat.
I do. I've gained a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of experiences that I would never even dream.
You interviewed fucking Rita Repulsa.
That is true. Hey, I got to meet, the real Red Ranger, and he knighted me.
Motherfucker, hey.
Austin St. John knighted me.
So
I like how this has completely gone off the rails, and he said the F word 18 times.
No,
Yeah,
we're totally breaking this episode into 2 parts. I'm giving y'all 2 weekends. So go ahead. Don't record next week. Just do a part 1, part 2. Yes, right? Motherfucking Goat said it. Part 2 episode.
Return of the Goat.
Return of the Goat. This man allowed me to escort fucking Lou Ferrigno to his interview, and it was the best thing yet, because I watched this man stonewall a lady who's talking about, oh, you only take cash, I only have card. And he said, go get the cash then. I watched Lou Ferrigno stare this lady up and down like, you better get my $80. Already signed these pictures, and I'm like, hey man, we got to get to the interview. He's like, nah. I'm like, hey, well, check it, the ATM is that way. So guess what's going to happen,
Let's
man?
drive by.
No, I had the lady follow us to the ATM so I could get him to the thing. Had his handler walk her to the ATM, get the money, and got Lou Ferrigno to your event.
That's my boy right there.
Because I'm a problem solver.
That's
but
true.
still seeing this big old motherfucker like look at this lady like, I will cut you, bitch. Give me my $80. I got that moment because of HH, man. I got that shit from Holly Heroes.
I do, when I look back at the celebrities I've got to meet and just the straight situations we've been in, you know what I mean? Like that stuff, I still laugh. I'll tell people stories and they're like, wait, what? I'm like, oh yeah, Lou Ferrigno straight shushed me. Like he was like, nah, I'll tell the story. And I was like, oh, my bad, dude.
Yeah.
I got shushed.
And that's what I mean. Don't focus on what you've lost or focus on the moments. That's the thing. Like everyone gets so wrapped up in, and I'll say this, as someone that has spent the last year literally only focused on the negative of everything, the absolute negative shit.
Mm-hmm.
but I want nothing more than the people around me to embrace the joy that they have had. So yeah, when you told me the show was ending, I could hear in your voice the show is ending, and I wanted nothing more for you to enjoy those last few episodes. It's ending. All right, you know it's done. So guess what? Start cursing. Get that shit out. Celebrate. Stand on the mountaintop. Get everybody that you want to talk to, i.e. me, Curtis, Bird, Chris Velasquez. Get everyone you want to talk to for one last ride. Talk to them so we can have this fucking party. And you end the shit with the bang. Because there's no reason to pout, no reason to be upset. Shit. I was saying Logan go home, but Logan should be up in here too. I love his grumpy ass. I love him. I really do like Logan because he's like so opposite me. Because Logan's such a planner, and I'm just like fucking chaos incarnate and shit.
I would love it when Goat would come in and Logan would just be like, "All right, well, I don't know what's gonna happen, but Goat's kind of just
Let's strap it in.
let's go."
Like I said, I love the moment. Logan handed me a show outline once, and I said, "Not doing this," and just threw it, and he was just like, all right. Can you at least look at the screen? Nope, not looking at that. But those are moments, those are times. But this, like I said, these are all things you should just embrace. We have one last shot at this. Let's make that shot on the fucking money. Don't worry about the other shit. That shit will come. That shit will come to light, and it will make it. It will do what it do, and it is what it is. It's happened. It's done. No sense in fucking dwelling on it. You know what I'm saying? When you give that shit power, it gives it existence. Don't let it take away from the joy that you currently have right now, what you've accomplished. People, I've told you stories about me telling the hotel guests that I fucking helped rent a theater out. People still are like, you did what? I rented a theater out with my friends. I know I didn't do it. I just tell them that because there's always 20 ninjas that you fight at the bus stop. I told them that I helped rent a theater out, me and my friends. But long story short, we watched Endgame as a whole. And from you told me that it was a conversation y'all had while drinking one night. And it ended with you giving fucking Thanos fist soap out to people with your face on a fucking poster. How wild is that? Like I said, think about that shit. People don't do that. Regular motherfuckers don't do that. Sorry, whiskey in my system, people. I apologize.
I still remember the moment of Endgame, in Endgame when Cap gets the hammer and I like stood up. Remember, like I stood up and Goat was like, "What is he doing?" Like I was so caught up in the moment. I just remember like standing up, like this is finally happening, and being able to be in that safe space with people that are exactly as enthralled in you and knew when to cheer and knew when to be sad. Like that is something that is a great accomplishment.
Or knew when to shout out, I told you, A.A. Ron, in the middle of a movie theater.
Well, I also think like it really does say what it's like, where it takes everything we've done on the show. It takes like such a large group of people, like a huge shout out, I feel like belongs to Logan because like you're saying, like he's a planner. He is very detail oriented. Sometimes he can be a little grumpy, but Buddy like Logan was basically just like to Buddy, like, what do you guys want? What are your wildest dreams that you want with this podcast? And Buddy said he wanted to host cons. He wanted to have a movie event, right?
And I got all that.
And Logan, because he's a planner,
embrace it.
Because he is doing everything behind the scenes, made all of these things happen. And so, like, that's the thing is, like, Logan was on the mic for a little bit, but so much of the glory goes to the people that are on the mic, but there's always been people in the background literally working their ass off to get us to these cons, to get us to these movie events.
And that's what I tried to say earlier is I was just good at bringing a team together. I felt like I was in the aspect of like the puppet master of like, I can gather people together, but trying to coordinate anything, I can't do that. Doing a bunch of show prep, that stuff is not my strong suit. My strong suit is bringing all these people that you would never guess together, you know what I mean? And getting them in one area, because I think people like to support me and I'm kind of likable and I'm very excited a lot. So that was always my goal. And when Logan brought the movie event, he's like, I've done my job, fill it. And I was like, done. That's the easy part to me. And when it happened and we saw our like intro over the big screen, it was surreal. Like I felt like I had done something that I never would have imagined could have even been done because nobody had ever done it before, or at least I had never known anybody to do it.
And that's my overall point. Take those moments with you because no one in my circle has done it except for you guys that I know of. I've told people, one of my homeboys was skeptical about it. He was like, you're doing what? With what? A podcast I never heard of? You guys doing what? And I showed him photos. Like, oh, y'all really did it. Like, yeah, I told you we was doing this. And this is all the shit I did from it. I was in a commercial, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, huh. Well, I would have went. I'm like, I tried to sell you tickets. You said nah. Because you thought it was going to be he legit thought it was like he can go to the movie theater, buy the tickets there, and it'd be the same thing. I said, no, bro, they sold out a theater. They're making it so it feels super personal for you. Because it's better, instead of you calling your 5 homies to go watch the one movie, watch it with 50 of your homies.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys all cheer at the same time.
237 to be exact.
237 to be exact. My bad, King. Get that number right. Talk your shit, sir. Talk your shit.
I'm just trying to throw it out there.
But the point is, enjoy those moments. Because those are all things that happen. It's not shit you made up. It's not cap. You didn't just fucking just pull it out of your ass. It actually happened. You got proof. And everyone around you was here for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, you're saying you just brought people together. You brought people together, but these are all people that would love to be there. Yeah, put me in a commercial with you and HCC and Dilly. I don't know these cats, but they seem fun. Logan's running it. Let me. I love Logan. He's gonna plan the shit. I just need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's going to be on the podcast? I like her personality. Her spirit is awesome.
Do you remember Logan yelled at us to keep quiet on the bridge?
Yeah, he was like, be quiet. I'm like, bro, it's 4 a.m, bro.
It's cold.
It's cold as a motherfucker out here, bro.
I'm freezing out here. And I'm trying to get everybody excited. I'm like, all right, we got this. Yeah. And like, Goat's getting us all riled up. And we're all moving. And Logan's like, shut up. You're going to get us kicked out. It's 4 a.m. We're on a bridge. Like they had already kicked us out of old Sacramento.
It's just leave with those thoughts. That's what I'll end it with. I know we keep saying the same shit, but just leave with those thoughts. That's all.
Thank you, Go. I think that's a good. I think that's a really good thought because we've done a lot of fun stuff. Even though it's ending, you're totally right. We still have all those memories. We still did all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
It was fun. It was fun while it lasted, and I loved it. And we still got a couple more left in for us. I got a nice finale for you guys. So
I think we got 2 more episodes and then the finale. And
when's the finale?
May 13th.
Yeah, that'll be our 5-year anniversary.
I'm gonna be standing outside. I'm gonna be in the salon on the 13th.
Just to hang out.
I'm gonna be on the show. No one cares about Goat. That's a fact.
Oh, it's gonna be good, dude. You wait. I got something special.
Cool. Well, you guys, honest to God, we love you. We have 2 more shows though, so don't give up on us yet.
Yeah. I know it got a little dark, but I love each one. You know, every single person that's listened to the show, supported us, been a part of it. We really appreciate it. Sonny, your email was great. Sorry I had to get so emotional.
I know. I think Sonny really set us on an emotional path, which we appreciate because we love you so much.
Yeah, and Goat, we really appreciate you coming out.
Thank
it means
Goat.
the world to us.
Yeah,
everything you've done for us
we
and
love you.
being a part of the show.
Can I do shout outs? Can I do my last goodbye?
Please do.
Of course, dude. Keep it a buck.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. First and foremost, thank y'all, each and every one of y'all. Buddy, like I said, thank you for calling me that fateful evening, telling me what your plan was. No one in their right mind in my circle has even attempted, and you dead ass made it seem like, oh, this shit's mad easy, to the point where even in my cloud of gloom, I even thought about I should just do one, because everyone needs an outlet, I think. I think everyone needs an outlet. Sheila, yours might be doing hair, you know. Buddy, yours might be your newfound love. But in the back of your mind, you still might want to like just be able to express yourself and just talk. Because at the end of the day, 'cause for me, as much as this was hard for me today, then it came back. It was like it became easy again because just having a conversation. I'm not thinking about the fact that potentially 13, 300, 1,000, who knows? Or it's just saved on a hard drive and now people are going to hear it. It's just having a conversation with my friends. So I thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to Curtis and Bird for including me into the tavern. You guys are good without me, but if you guys feel you're better with me, hey, we'll cook that up one day. I think we should do at least one episode.
Exactly.
I think it'd be fun. I want to say thank you to all the sidekicks for making me something that I'm not. You know what I mean? And when I say that, you guys, it's funny to hear people shout you out. And I'm gonna tear up. Hold on, let me get a napkin.
I just got a napkin underneath the
I
bottle.
do have a napkin in their bottle. I am gonna tear up. I told you I wasn't lying about it because I know me. I'm mad sensitive and I've been drinking.
Cheese is already crying.
No. It needs to be said. It needs to be said. I really do thank you guys because a lot of people that didn't know me, didn't need to know me, have no reason to know who I am, gave me a lot of strength and courage in a time that I didn't have strength and courage in. And individuals that had no reason to reached out. You keep saying how cool it is that we have someone from Norway. You think about the fact that that's a random individual that heard your name, heard your voice, heard you make jokes on a podcast, and they included themselves to give you that much strength, even though it's a little bit in your darkest time. And I'm not just putting that on Johnny and Sonny. I include Watson, Phil, Dilly, James, Bird, Mammy, Sheila, Buddy, Ron, everybody in that bubble. You guys just hear me I'm just a funny black dude on a microphone that you heard on your friend's podcast. And when you heard that something happened, that magnitude happened to me, you guys reached out. You guys didn't need to. And it's because of this show that happened. Now, I don't want you to take this as a dark thing. I'm thanking you guys and telling each and every person that hears this that you guys have power and strength, and to also embrace the moments that you guys have had with Harley Heroes. Keep in contact and just remember that this is not the end. It's the end of the chapter. I believe that because I won't let HH go out in 4 more episodes because I talk a lot. Buddy talks even more than me.
It's true.
So I know for a fact he has a lot more to say. So that's my thank you to everybody. Shout out to the missus. Shout out to my baby goat. You're a wild motherfucker. And I can't wait for you to hear this when you get older. Because yes, your dad referred to you as a motherfucker on a regular basis. But I may hate being a parent, but I love being your father. So remember that. Long as I said that on the air, I will play that for him soon.
Thank you, Goat.
All right.
We love you so much. I think that's a sign out.
Yeah. Just remember one thing.
Wait. Hold on.
Does she have it or should I say it?
Wait.
Do I gotta say it?
I got it.
I'll say it.
Disclaimer: they don't know shit.
You guys have a good night.
We love you. Bye.
Why you acted like a
Be a